Sir, it is live now. You can see.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm planning to lecture on diaspora philanthropy. Okay, you must be familiar with this concept called diaspora philanthropy. It's also a way of diaspora engagement with the home country and host country. You have diaspora always, they have emotional linkages with their homeland to which they belong. I mean, emotionally and also, culturally. That's what. See, they are, though they are citizen of the other country, but they have that emotional connection and cultural connection with the homeland. Migrants will become diaspora when they take a citizenship in the host country. So diaspora means, I think you should know a difference between migrants and diaspora. Migrants are, short-term immigrants who are living, and they become diaspora over a period of time once they become citizen of the host country. So diaspora refers to a community who have settled permanently or relatively permanently in another country, but have socio-cultural, emotional linkage with their home country. That is what diaspora means. The word today has lost its true meaning. Even today, some scholars they're trying to use diaspora means temporary migrants also, the guest workers, even those who go for vacation, they are also called diaspora. I don't know. They're stretching the concept to a very large extent. So because of it is losing its precise meaning. Okay, but these diaspora communities, they have engagement with the home country in various ways. Diaspora philanthropy is a kind of engagement with the home country. Okay, so there have been several actors involved in this philanthropic activities, including individual migrant, corporate, charity organizations, and also there are so many home-based associations. Okay, also are involved in this diaspora philanthropy engagements. It's also kind of remittance, a kind of remittance. It can be a social remittance or financial remittance. That's why diaspora philanthropy means not only giving money for some social causes, it also, kind of, for example, transfer of skills for social cause also can be diaspora philanthropy. Okay. So let's look at the meaning of diaspora philanthropy. The word philanthropy derived from a Greek term philanthropia, which refers to love of humanity. So basically, it's a Greek word which means love of humanity. Okay, the word is derived from a Greek word that's called philanthropia. Okay, philanthropy is an idea concept by which we are trying to understand, how what you call how people involved for social cause or social good, a public good, you know. So philanthropy is for betterment of humanity and it usually involves some sacrifice for the others. Okay, then it's an act of benevolence and compassion. It's also kind act of compassion, act of benevolence towards unfortunates. The privileged ones are trying to pay back to society for the social cause or for the social welfare. That is called philanthropy. The philanthropic activities include donating money, charity, volunteerism for social welfare, raising funds for socio-economic and human development, and so on. Okay, that's what it has variants. Like it has a many purposes, many forms. In broader sense, diaspora engagement, the diaspora philanthropy is a way of engagement with the home country for betterment of the home country, and also, by doing so, they are able to maintain the identity with the home country, and also, you can say in a way to increase the social capital, okay, of the diasporic communities in the host land. So there are many advantages and disadvantages also that we are going to discuss today. So a scholar by the name Johnson, he says diaspora comprises these following elements: charitable giving from individuals who reside outside their homeland to maintain a sense of identity with their home country, or give causes or organization in that country, give for public benefit. Okay, so diaspora philanthropy has these following dimensions. Okay, Flanagan, he says that diaspora philanthropy is defined as a money, goods, volunteer labor, knowledge, skills, and other assets which have been donated for the social benefit of a community in the country of origin. That also the meaning of diaspora philanthropy. Is a philanthropy is a systematic, organized, and scientific process of giving away for larger society, for larger cause. Okay, so diaspora philanthropy in India, it's like growing field. It's also an unexplored area. The research also, there are not much works in terms of diaspora philanthropy. I'm going to talk about the Indian context. You should really listen to it. You will wonder, what kind of diaspora philanthropy we are getting from the, Indian diasporic communities who are living in different parts of the world. Okay, the philanthropic activities have been mostly taking place for the betterment and development of serious issues like natural calamity, drought, refugee crisis, disease, hunger, malnutrition, for educational improvement, health improvement, for the infrastructure development, okay, and also for other religious purpose, for cultural development purposes. Even diaspora philanthropy is also used for growth of communalism and also growth of terrorism, growth of sectarian violence. Okay, so yeah, so like it has a diaspora philanthropy is a, like a double-edged sword. Okay, it's all depends on to whom you are giving, for what cause you are giving. That's what I want to discuss in detail now. So far, I before I go further, I like to I come across to you and find out how far now you have understood this topic, this concept called philanthropy. Let me start with Basit sir. Basit sir, please just can you tell me what is philanthropy? Basir from Srinagar. Okay, yeah, he's
Yeah,
opening.
yeah. Philanthropy, we take it in the meaning that somebody donated some cash, some kind for
Mm.
the uplift of poor, or maybe doing certain jobs. So that
Okay,
is one way of
why?
doing it. And in this context,
That's
I
what.
understand that this is something which the diaspora sends to the host country. Uh, sort of that kind of aid, that kind of remittance, that kind of this something for general this welfare of the country host, the country of origin.
Okay. Okay, why diaspora communities engage in philanthropy? Tell me, Basir sir, why do they engage in philanthropy? Why should they do
This
so?
is, I
Tell
think,
me.
most of it is uh, just it is an so one cannot totally cut off roots. There is a hangover. There is some connection with the country of origin, country of birth. So that generates a kind of feeling in the diaspora community, and it is
Mm.
returned through that feeling is returned through some sort of philanthropic activity.
Okay, thank you. I want to ask a question to Dev Pragya Verma. Dev, can you say hello to me?
Yes, sir. Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dev. You tell me what are the forms of diaspora philanthropy? We discussed various forms, the means, what are the forms of diaspora philanthropy? Yeah.
It would depend. I mean, like, what is the purpose of the philanthropy?
Okay.
What I mean to say is, if it is for maybe, like we were talking about, natural calamities or anything of that sort. So then it will be in, material
Okay.
or in cash. But if it is
Okay.
to support a propaganda, then it is going to be different, because that is what is happening nowadays, as we were just talking about the communalism that is being spread in
Yeah.
different countries.
Yeah.
So it's basically according to the purpose where the diaspora philanthropy is functioning.
Okay. Good. Dave, thanks for interaction. Now I go to Dominicos. Dominicos, just can I have your take on this diaspora philanthropy? Like, what is the meaning? What is the meaning of diaspora philanthropy according to you? Like, how you define it? Yes.
Yes, sir. What I get it is the community who is living abroad and they make decision to help the people who is living in the origin, that country
Okay.
origin. Yes, and they make these donations in various different areas, like
That's right.
education, healthcare. Yes, and I read somewhere that time of COVID pandemic, some
Yeah.
Indians living in US, they make one community here in India, and they were sending many materials like masks for the people, meds, and many things for the people here. I think
Yeah,
that's
you are.
the form of the philanthropy also. Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Skills also, even yeah, that is the point you have to social remittance as well as what you call the economic remittance. Both can be, diaspora philanthropy can be in two forms. Okay, it need not be always
Yes.
money. Even somebody sharing the knowledge about, helping for the growth of the country or for the growth of the community. It also can be called diaspora philanthropy. Now, finally, let me hear from Devdaru Chatterjee. Please, can you just explain on this concept called diaspora philanthropy? Yes.
So, yes, it's basically a contribution to the home country or the home law, or imagine to not the imagined home country, but the homeland in reality, out of altruism, out of altruism, undertaking various activities like charity, in form of charity and in form of public benefits and financing projects, public benefit projects. Along with
Mm.
taking a cue from you, it may also lead to some type of extremism, or to quote from Benedict Anderson, one of the seminal theories, that diaspora philanthropy may also lead to some form of more radicalization of long distance nationalism that we are witnessing in case of some states in India also. Don't
Yeah.
want to elaborate on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
matter.
I'll elaborate in course of time. I'll
Professor Das,
elaborate
yes,
that.
Professor Darshan Singh
Yeah,
Kapla has elaborated, I think, in
yeah,
his paper.
yeah, yeah. Yes,
I
you're
don't want to
right.
elaborate for political. Yes, for political reasons, I will not want. I do not want to elaborate, sir. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, yeah. I'll do that. Okay. So diaspora philanthropy, there are many factors. Diaspora philanthropy is driven by many factors. For example, for strong family and community ties, and also religious cultural ties, the capacity of diaspora to contribute. These are the three main factors for, diaspora philanthropy to come in. And also, diaspora philanthropy has been influenced by various factors, other factors also. Like, for example, altruistic. What is altruism? Altruism means to improve the status, improve their social status, and also, a commitment for improving community or improving your individual status in society. And also religious cause. Every religion is emphasizing on, that's called dawn, dawn. Okay. So for example, Islam, Jahat, so in Christianity also, all major religions, every religion, in fact, they emphasize on, charity, that religious, religious factor also there, people to donate. And also finance, people, those who have become rich, they want to pay back to society to which they have benefited from. Community development, some people they donate because of tax provisions, they are exempted from tax. So there are various factors which are apart from community ties, family ties, okay, and also the capacity diaspora to contribute, and other factor like altruism, religious factor also, and financial factor, community development factor, and also tax provision also plays an important role. S- Okay, so diaspora philanthropy is a, for example, altruistic conduct means what? A feeling of selflessness to give other people for their happiness. It's called altruism, altruistic purpose to be. Sometimes you feel happy when you give something to others. So altruistic purpose, religion, and spirituality motivate people to contribute for the well-being of poor and underprivileged people in society for the purpose of holy deeds. That's called punya karma. Okay, punya karma. So because to get that punya karma, people are motivated to also donate to involve in charity purpose. Financial status also determines a person's philanthropic position. It all based on your finance. If you are you're wealthy, you are blessed to have more money, then you feel like giving back to society. Okay. And also, Indian diaspora gives back to India through family members, relatives, friends for local religious and health and education, other social service projects. It goes for various purpose, but I want to tell you here in this floor, in Indian diaspora, philanthropy is majorly informal way. There is no properly organized way of, organized way of doing diaspora philanthropy. Most of the philanthropy is happens through informal way, through family, through relatives. So still, we don't have any proper policy to channelize this diaspora philanthropy in a formal way. But there are initiatives in India today to make it very formal, but it's not taking off. For example, uh, 2008, the government, when Sushma Swaraj was the Minister of External Affairs, she initiated India Development Foundation for just to get the diaspora philanthropy. But even they opened a web page and all, but it's not working. They did not get any good response from the diasporic community because diasporic communities are not having trust, to give money to give it to such kind of organization. There's lack of trust, all that. So anyway, but diaspora philanthropy is there. It happens in India. The Indian diaspora philanthropy is a reality, but it happens through informal way, through relatives, through friends. Maybe alumni association is one way. It's doing well. Okay, they get funds, they get all the relevant certificates, all that. Formal way, the alumni association is doing well. They receive funds from the students who are diasporic, who are living outside India. Okay. Apart from that, most of the diaspora philanthropy happens through informal channel. Okay, that is the point I want to make it here. India diaspora philanthropy contribution. Indian diaspora philanthropy focus on two areas that they are doing very well. We get good funds for education and health. Okay, education and health, and also you must see, you have to understand, there's a less study about Indian diaspora philanthropy because it's very tough to calculate how how we are this happens, how this diaspora philanthropy is happening in India, because lack of documentation, lack of clarity, because we are not able to document, but it is happening. But see, diaspora philanthropy is happening in three states, very important. You have to note it. Kerala and also Punjab, Gujarat. These three states where diaspora philanthropy is visible. You visit some places in Punjab or Gujarat. If you go to any villages, there's a signboard saying that so and so living in abroad and donated this much money. You can see that kind of signboards or any kind of, you can plug, where you can read all these donations. So Indian diaspora philanthropy focus on two things mainly: education and health, and also in Punjab, infrastructure development, also on social development. They get funds in Punjab villages. There are several intermediaries that facilitate diaspora philanthropy, and also you must read Deves Kapoor book. He talks about diaspora philanthropy in a cursory manner, but you can get some information, and also Darshan Singh Tatla on Punjab, and also a article on by Tandi. He has written on diaspora philanthropy, and one Professor Numai from Hyderabad University has written on gender and diaspora philanthropy. She is using gender lens to understand diaspora philanthropy. These are the major works. One, Bina Agarwala has written something on diaspora philanthropy, but not much work has been, but not much works have been, there in this field. It's an unexplored area. People can really do research on this diaspora philanthropy if anybody is interested in this area. Now that's why to list a lot of initiatives within the diaspora also to donate back to India. For example, diaspora foundations like American Indian Foundation, Alumni Association, that's called, like for example, IIT Delhi, IIT Mumbai, they are receiving good funds from diasporic, from diasporic communities. Okay, for example, Give to Asia is based in San Francisco Bay Area. It's an international non-profit that serves as a strategic partner and working on the ground in more than 23 countries. So now these are the bodies which are emerging to collect money from the members of the diasporic community. So it's a good move. Now it's getting formalized. Otherwise, it was like people to people, relative to relative, very informal way was happening. Okay, that's the point. And also see, for example, the case of IIT Delhi, which has more than 54,000 alumni spread across the globe, provides a platform for philanthropic engagement. They received around 371 crores. Okay, so alumni have more nostalgic connection with their hostels. They donate for hostels and all. Okay, and also the institute also recognizes the contribution of the alumni, mentioning the names in the institute webpage under the heading called recognition board. Okay, so the website also gives about the instructions for the diaspora donors, and also they get tax no benefits. The diasporic people also in that host country, they get tax benefit also. Community associations, like for example, diaspora organizations are involved in diaspora philanthropy in their local areas. For one example is Tana. Tana is a Telugu activities of Telugu Association of North America, which was formed in 1977, and 78 they are involved in various diasporic, and also I want to highlight here, my dear students, diaspora philanthropy, uh, it goes for regional development. You have to understand that that's called narrow transnationalism. you know the diaspora philanthropy promotes narrow transnationalism, which means it goes to their region, their village, their community association, their temple, their own religious temple association. So likewise, that's called, it encourages narrow transnationalism, not pan-Indian national transnationalism. For example, Tana is the case study. So that's what there are various, for example, diaspora organizations in the home country as hometown associations. Okay, like for example, how they receive it to families, personal ties. There are individual family, they donate money for the religious purpose or social causes. Okay, suppose the parents are here, the family is outside, so they send the money to the parents here. The parents will donate the money, so individual level, family level, religious and spiritual philanthropy. For example, Satya Sai Baba temple, or Sri Venkateswara temple, Tirupati. temple, they all receive lots of money from diasporic, like many temples, they receives money from, diasporic communities who are living outside India. Now it's also very easy, the online platforms which are very helpful to transfer money, to concerned people, See, that's what is, for example, in Diaspora, they've initiated Chalo Give for COVID-19. And also, if you see, the Indian diaspora philanthropy is like, we get more donations from diasporic community during the calamities like COVID-19 or any flooding time or earthquake time, we received many donations. Then the social development costs. Okay, so we receive donations from diaspora community for immediate causes, but there is not much money is coming in for social development cause or long-term development cause के लिए, we are not getting good response. That's a point I want to, make it here. I hope you're trying to follow me. See, that's what my point is here. Diaspora philanthropy, which comes from the Indian diasporic communities, receiving for the natural calamities like that, but we are not getting good response for projects like development of school, development of village roads. Only it is coming in the state of Punjab, Gujarat, and Kerala. And also, we get more diaspora philanthropy from the NRIs, not from the diaspora, the PIOs, the people of Indian origin. Okay, that also you have to see. And also, if you break up generation wise, we get more diaspora philanthropy from the immediate, the first generation migrants. We don't get much response from the third generation migrants or fourth generation migration. They're not willing to give for, I mean, there are there cases, but not much from the third or fourth generation migrants who are living in that host countries. Okay, that's a point you have done generation wise. You have to see who's giving more. Okay, so that is all you have to study. Still, there are a lot. I think it's my own observation, but you all have to, take up a research question. Who's donating more? First generation migrants, or second generation migrants, or third generation migrants, or PIOs or NRIs. Okay. For example, we also get more diaspora philanthropy from the Gulf countries because the Gulf migrants, they are migrants. They're not diaspora because they have to come back. You can't settle there in the Gulf countries. So we get more, diaspora philanthropy funds from the Gulf countries, not from the global north or other parts of the world. Okay, that's a point you have to understand. So the major point so far I've discussed is diaspora philanthropy promotes narrow transnationalism, one, and also I get diaspora philanthropy funds are coming from NRIs more than the PIOs. And also we get diaspora philanthropy more from the first generation migrants than the third or second generation migrants. And also I said diaspora philanthropy comes from mostly from Gulf countries than the global north or other parts of the world. And also I said the three states where the diaspora philanthropy is a reality and visible is Kerala, Gujarat, and Punjab. Other states like Andhra, Tamil Nadu, or West Bengal, or any other state, still there is no clear picture where the money goes, who is getting benefits, is there any initiative from diasporic communities, okay, from abroad in these other states. Still, we have to get, documentation. Okay, that's what. So then diaspora philanthropy in multilateral context, even for example, the UN bodies like, United Nations Development Program has introduced transfer of knowledge through expatriate national, that's called TOC10 project, So there are also world bodies like UN have initiated diaspora philanthropy for, developing for development purpose. Token offers a window of opportunity to expatriate nationals with a lengthy experience in their field of specialization to return to their home country for an agreed period of time on a voluntary basis. It's also is a good initiative from UNDP, United Nations Development Program, that's called TOC 10. They have started this project to skill transfer for developing. For example, this is working in Africa and all. Okay, the African expatriates, they go there and they spend their time in their own home country for the develop. They give ideas, they give expertise to the needy organizations. They work with various scientific research establishments. Okay, so this also kind of diaspora philanthropy. I said no, skills transfer also a kind of for the public good. As philanthropy is directed to what? Social development, community development, public good. So skills also, skill transfer also part of diaspora philanthropy. It's a good initiative. So before I go further, I want to discuss with you all again. So let me start with this time. I start with Dev Pragya Verma. Tell me, Dev Pragya Verma, your take on this so far. We have discussed many things, and I like to know, I mean, what are the takeaways from this lecture now? You tell me.
Um,
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of aspects, and when we started
Mm.
with the class, we started talking about just as simple as why and what is the purpose and aim of diaspora philanthropy. And then we
Yeah.
got onto the types and the kinds and the ways, and also like the states that majorly are involved, especially in India.
Yeah.
And then we started talking about, yeah, the, you know, various schemes and all of it related to diaspora philanthropy. And then we moved on to talking about the United Nations, especially
Mm.
United Nation Development Program that have
Mm.
introduced this transfer of knowledge through expats,
Yeah.
which has proven to be very helpful, especially in the scenario of brain drain and all of that. So that probably helps us to sort of reduce the effects of
Skill.
this phenomena.
Yes, you're right. Good point there, Pragya. And also you should know, I mean, the main takeaways are, for example, diaspora philanthropy happens in India through informal way than the formal way. Okay,
Yes,
because
sir.
still there's no proper documentation on this. Still it's unclear how they receive funds, where the fund goes, who's getting benefited. So there's lot of lapses. I don't know. Still we don't have clear policy to tap or to leverage upon this diaspora philanthropy. So there are initiatives in North America today. They have started many organizations which is collecting money. For example, they have a cultural shows to get funds from the diasporic communities who are living there. All these things are happening, but still we have to go long way. Yes, okay, Dave, thank you for your observation. Now let me go to Dominico's Raul Escriver. Yeah, Dominico's, just may I know what is your understanding so far on this topic?
Yes, sir.
Tell me
Yes,
what is your observation on this topic, abhi tak, so far.
yes. I get that diaspora philanthropy is
Mm,
driven by many factors like strong
okay.
families, community ties, religions, cultures, and this is contribution for the people abroad for choosing how to contribute in their choice. And
Okay.
one of the most factors also is the altruism conduct.
Mm,
Yes.
okay. What about Basir, sir? Basir, can you just unmute and speak to me so far what we have discussed?
Sir, actually, this is something which doesn't come to mind whenever we think about diaspora or migration. So this aspect is quite interesting. And
I think
the point you made, the point,
you have to do PhD on this. I think, you know, in the
yeah,
Kashmiri diaspora, how they are, you know, Kashmiri diaspora living in UK and Gulf. They are,
there are
you
a lot
know,
of people. Mhm.
yeah. So you have to make a, you know, your PhD proposal on this. It will be a good study. Where the fund goes in where Kashmir development, because Kashmir, because ke liye ja raha hai, you can just find out, you know. So, or whether the funds are going for other purposes, you can find out. Okay, it's a good area for research. There are so many things to be known to the world. Yeah. Yes.
It is the point you made, sir, that it is done through informal channels. There is nothing as such what we can call formal. So if it happens formally, it can work wonders if it is done in organized way. So that should also be, if anybody does some research on this PhD,
Yeah.
that would be a topic, how to suggest measures, how one can do it through organized channels.
Yeah.
This could be a good source of funding.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Now let me go to Devdaru.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Tell me your take on this, Vitar.
Yes.
We have discussed
So,
Indian diaspora
yes, sir.
philanthropy.
You have elaborated in detail on the promotion of narrow transnationalism of diaspora philanthropy, informal way of diaspora philanthropy, and the visibility
Yeah.
of the diaspora philanthropy in particularly three states: Punjab, Kerala, and Gujarat. Now, for Punjab, I can, and the various bottlenecks what they face for diaspora philanthropy, it is very limited. Sir, I can refer to an article in 2019 in EPW, which appeared in EPW 2019 April, when one of the researchers quoted that in Punjab, one of the fundamental bottlenecks is administrative inefficiency and administrative various bureaucratic bottlenecks. And another
Okay.
thing I want to elaborate, sir, that diaspora philanthropy comes from NRI, not from the diaspora. And especially you have referred to the philanthropy from the what I consider that transitory my diasporas, the migrants to the Gulf countries, who can never be the citizens of the GCC, with few exceptions. The remittance, huge social remittance coming from the Gulf countries. Now, sir, I have a question to ask. Sir, as far as I remember, Professor Robin Gauricharan once referred to the diaspora, the Fijian Indian diaspora in Australia. Now, sir, is my question: we Indians treat at level the Fijian Indian diaspora or the Caribbean diaspora? The Indians, the NRIs, or in the Australia and the Fijian Indian diaspora, do they have intimate relationships? Sir, I think Professor Robin Gauricharan has elaborated in detail on that they do not consider, we Indians do not consider as true brothers. It is our most unfortunate thing, sir, even in case of Fiji and in Caribbean also. So how can we expect our diaspora to contribute, that Fijian Indian diaspora or the Caribbean diaspora to contribute contribute to the development projects of India? This is my point of view, sir. It's only my point of view.
No,
And to
I'll tell you. I agree
sir,
with you. I agree with you, but the thing is, that's what there is also division between Indian diaspora, you know, the
yes, sir.
new migrants, and also the
Migrants
old
and yes, sir. You have
So,
elaborated in detail. Yes, sir.
the
And
old,
another, just to conclude, I quote Professor Arun Jain in one of his books, Nation, Diaspora and Transnation. He quotes from from Rajkumar Singh, the Indonesian controversial Indonesian Indian. As long as Indians in Indonesia do not bow to the wishes of the Indian government via the Indian embassy here, they have become Indonesians. Actually, another problem of the diaspora is that you have to be one with the host country, but at the same time, though you have true longing for your home country. Thanks, sir.
yeah, it's a valid points, and also I want to tell you, diaspora, they have a two, you know, they have a what should it, they have a two commitments. they have to give something to the host country also, and also they have to give it to the home country also. They have a burden also, see, because they also have to develop their own communities in their host countries also, For example, in US today, we talk about the rosy picture of the Indians who are doing well, and also there are Indians who are also facing problem in that country, like US, Europe. So there's a diaspora philanthropy happens within the host country also. Please, you have to understand, diaspora philanthropy, you have to see in two perspective: host country perspective and also home country perspective. They give money to home country, and also they have to give money to the host country for various purpose, so in order to survive in that country, by negotiating with the political establishments, all that. So the point is, and also within the diaspora is very diverse. It's a diverse, Indian diaspora is very diverse. As pointed out by Debtaru, there is a factions, within the diaspora. You can say factions or sub-communalism, or you can say that, differences within the, diasporic groups. Like, for example, the Fiji Indian, the Caribbean Indians, who are the old migrants, they left India during the colonial period. The new Indian migrants are very skilled. They are occupying very good economic position, so there is a gap. There is a gap between these two. So that's why maybe the diaspora philanthropy, we get more from the new migrants, not from the old migrants, because they are very loyal to their host land, because they left India a long time back. That's why I told you we have to study that aspect as well. Who's giving more, the first generation migrants or the second generation migrants? So, but if you see, the first generation migrants are giving back to the home country. The second generation, third generation, they're giving more to the host country than the home country. That is what, my hypothesis. It may be right or wrong. We have to check it out. And also, the point here is diaspora philanthropy is an emerging field. There are so many things to be studied. I want to go back to again, Tebdaru, to tell me about the West Bengal scenario. Have you come across any diaspora philanthropy activities in West Bengal?
Sir, as far my knowledge goes, there are no such concrete initiative from the diaspora. Actually, in some universities, there are
Okay.
some chairs and alumnus are contributing, but not as a project,
Okay.
in project-wise contribution like Punjab or Kerala or Gujarat.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Okay, thank you for this clarity. That's what, only these three states where the migrants are more in number, and also they have even the government itself, maybe there are some bureaucratic problem, there are bottlenecks to implement the project, but even from government, they're very proactive. Particularly Kerala government is proactive to leverage upon the diaspora philanthropy, because anyway, they're going to come back. So they are also willing to donate more to develop their community, to develop their village, all that. For example, the Cochin International Airport was, built by the through with the help of diaspora philanthropy. The Yusuf Ali brothers, very wealthy, rich, supermarket store in Gulf, along with other diasporic communities, they themselves built this Cochin International Airport. Because see, this kind of initiatives you can see it in Kerala and all. Okay, so there are many examples, like they built schools and colleges in various parts of the Kerala. So diaspora philanthropy is very much, very much visible in Kerala, followed by maybe you can say Punjab to some in the villages in Punjab, and also in Gujarat in villages you can see the diaspora philanthropic activities. Okay, other states are yet to catch up. Okay, so I was discussing about this UN initiative for Africa, particularly for African countries. This talk 10 is really supportive for development of African countries. The African experts, professionals who lived outside the country for a long time, and they are through this program, they were taken to their home country, and they're just volunteering for the development of their home country. It's also kind of diaspora philanthropy, but India we have to, maybe in future the government will do that, because I'll tell you one thing, India wants to be a developed country, Viksit Bharat in 2047. India has to become 5 trillion make economy. So you need the support of diaspora philanthropy also for social development cause. I was reading somewhere we are spending 14% of GDP for social development, but we need 22% for a developed status scale. For becoming a developed country, you have to spend 22% of your GDP. Maybe we can leverage upon diaspora philanthropy to fill this gap. So that is my take on this. I think finally, before I wind up, I want to ask Kartikeya to interact with us and tell me about your takeaway from this class. Kartikeya, you joined late, so what is your understanding on diaspora philanthropy? Yes. Sure. He's traveling in a bus, so he cannot able to turn my mic. So okay, noted. So I final word from again I go to Teptaru. Tell me, am I right, Teptaru? Viksit Bharat to we can maybe leverage up on diaspora philanthropy. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I totally agree with your point. Just the other day, our Central Minister, Mr. Puri, elaborated on the matter that India, through return migration, is becoming a hub of deep technology. That is very sophisticated technology hub India is becoming. But to become a Viksit Bharat, we need the contribution of the NRIs as well as the diaspora. And to conclude, Professor Vijay Sharma, I just want to add one thing, that India has to consider his NRIs as well as diaspora. We should not give the first class status to the NRI and just ignore the diasporas who have left our country, this homeland, long ago, for generations ago. Thank you, sir.
Yes. And also, for example, EU Global Diaspora, they have a EU DIF. It's a project by European Union to facilitate diaspora engagement. And also China, they have very good, diaspora philanthropic engagement. EU, China, and they are doing very good. So India has to have a very concrete policy, because see, 14% of GDP we are spending for social sector, but India has to spend 22%. So there is a huge gap. Maybe we can have policy to tap the Indian diaspora philanthropy for the social development, for social sector. Then only India can achieve its goal of Viksit Bharat in 2047. You need social development also. Of course, there's a social development, but at the same time, there's a economic inequality is increasing. India today, I think there is a report also. India, the economic inequality has increased than the pre-independence period. I think people are saying that 1% of the Indian rich is owning 22% of India's wealth. It has increased. This the new liberal period. People, the richer has become more richer, the poorer has become more poorer. So I think India should go for balanced development, and also to become Viksit Bharat in 2047. We have to involve diaspora as a non-state actor in developmental activities. So with this message, I just want to wind up the class. Any doubts, any observation, please feel free to talk to me before I close it. Yes. Yes, Dominicos, you are asking me, you raise your hand. Yes. Unmute your mic. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So if diaspora philanthropy operates in informal way, I want to know how they send remittances and donation to their home countries.
See, that's what. Yeah.
Yes.
See, that's what. No, for example, the government of India should also see. They should introduce the project. For example, these are the projects. We need the funding. We need the funding. So the diasporic communities, they can look at the project and they can directly contribute to those projects instead of giving in an informal way. they can just formalize their donation through these things. They can invest directly on the projects. Okay, so
Okay.
government of India, for example, 15 projects, for example, road development in this particular area to area, we need this much amount of money. Budget is this. Okay, they have to go with this plan, budgetary plan, and they can get the funds from, by promoting that budget, they can get funds from the diasporic organization or individual diasporic persons. They can invest directly to India's development. That is my, that's called formalizing, your diasporic philanthropy. Yes.
Okay, so that means that they don't make donations that if the initiative is from them.
Tell me, can you just repeat your question again? Yeah.
I was asking that if the initiative comes from them, like Philanthropy Diaspora, they not
no.
send money. Yes.
The government should go with a plan. Like, these are the projects we are going to implement. We need funding from
Okay.
the diasporic members. So by doing so, the funds will be channelized formal way. So now
Okay.
we don't know where it goes. For example, I am staying in my village. My relative is there in abroad. He sends me money. I give it to the local cause here. So it's not clear how the funds come, for what purpose the fund is coming. We don't know
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
But by doing, government of India is doing this kind of initiative, project. So we come to know this money was given by this particular person from particular country for this purpose. So it's now, it becomes very clear, no?
Okay. So one more question.
Yeah.
Yes, but if they are constructing the school in some village, and the school is not a public school, it's private school, we can consider also like a contribution, philanthropy or not?
Yeah, that is philanthropy only. But see, the government is not aware of all this. Now we are, see, maybe that area people will know it. So there is okay, that is also a kind of formal way of doing it. We come to know. We come to know by through the local area people. They'll tell us, oh, this is the school which was built by so and so who's living in so and so country. That's fine. But these are very informal channels. But to formalize for the growth of the country, or for the growth of the India as a developed country, we have to have a concrete policy to leverage upon this diaspora philanthropy. Of course, that is also a formal way, but still, it is still only we come to know through various other channels. That is the problem. So I mean, government also should take initiative. That is by voluntary donation. That is fine. But government also can, taking initiatives to channelize, to formalize this kind of fund flow, I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, because we have in Mozambique Academy Aga Khan Academy.
Okay, okay.
Yes, he's from India, and
Okay.
many of the students are Indian also. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
okay.
why I was asking about that. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Anybody wants to give any observation, or can we wind up? Basir sir, do you have any say, last word, final word?
No, sir. It was wonderful. Thank you, sir. Thank you
Okay,
for this session.
okay. Thank you, Basir sir. And Dev Taru, what is your final word?
To
I
echo
think
with
he's,
you that we need more diasporic funding as well as NRI funding for India to become a real Viksit Bharat in reality. It's my take.
yeah. Thank you for agreeing with me.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir. Thank you.
Dev Pragya, what is your final word?
Sir, thank you for the wonderful session that we've had for these many Sundays. And this has been really informative. I
Okay,
really like
thank
the
you.
interaction that we have in the class. And there is a lot to
Okay.
learn from the people, because I think I am in a different batch. So it's
Okay.
quite informative. Thank you so much, sir.
That's good. Yeah, thank you for this feedback as well. So we'll meet another class next time. So with this today, I mean, I think I'm winding up my first part of your lecture with IGNO. Maybe I'll come again for the second part or third part if I'm invited. Okay. So see you. Bye bye and best wishes to you all. And hope we will meet again in some other class. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. So Feroz, can you close it? Feroz, Feroz, can I leave?